Now, I know that some of you do not know that I was 13 kgs heavier than I am right now. Hi and welcome back to my channel. Now today I've got a very exciting video for you. I'm going to be giving you guys a little meal prep of what I would normally do on a weekly basis. Now I know that some of you do not know that I was 13 kgs heavier than I am right now. For those of you in the States, that's roughly around 65 plus pounds, and that's a lot of weight. Just for some background, this is how I looked before. Now, of course, I look like this now, but just to give you a better visual, this is how I look right now. Now, the only reason why I was able to drop the weight and also keep it off is because I'd done a lot of intuitive eating, and that's kind of like eating based on what my body was requiring, but I was also mindful about what I was putting into my body. Now, what really helped me along the journey was doing some meal preps. And the meal preps I'm talking about is just being able to design what you're going to eat for the week, prepare it at the beginning of the week, and just have it ready to hand so that you can eat it throughout the week. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Well, it is. So if you're anything like me and your schedule does not always allow you to actually get into the kitchen and cook, which sometimes happens to me, in as much as I love to cook, you guys know my passion is cooking, I sometimes just do not have the bandwidth to get into the kitchen and cook. So meal preps come in very handy. So if you are anything like that, or you are also trying to maintain your weight or kickstart your weight loss journey or just health journey, then this is the video for you. But of course, you may not know who I am. I am Sheila of Bountiful Cook, and here on my channel, we make delicious and healthy recipes to inspire you every week. Now, without further ado, let's get straight on to this meal prep.
All right, let's get started on our pescatarian meal prep. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have a large sweet potato, wash it and allow it to dry before you start to slice. And you want to slice it around 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick slices so you can use these as toasts. Then you can go ahead and place them in a mixing bowl, add some garlic powder, some Himalayan pink salt, some black pepper, as well as some olive oil to seal the seasoning, and mix that thoroughly. Once they're fully seasoned, you can place them on a baking sheet in readiness to go into the preheated oven. Now, one thing I really love about sweet potatoes is how versatile they are, and I definitely think you'll see by the end of this video just how many things you can do with these sweet potatoes. Now, place them in your preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, then set aside once cooked. Now let's make the baby new potatoes. These will be roasted, so what you want to do to cut down the cooking time is to cut them into quarters. That way it doesn't take that long to cook. Remember, we're all about efficiency here. Once they're done, place them into a mixing bowl and add your seasoning. We're going to add some onion powder, some cayenne pepper, some garlic powder, some paprika, some black pepper, some sea salt, and then we're going to go ahead and mix this thoroughly. To finish off, we're going to drizzle some olive oil into the baby new potatoes and make sure that we lock in that seasoning. This is what you really want to do if you want to have that golden brown potato crispy skin at the end of roasting them. Once you place the baby new potatoes on a baking sheet, make sure that you leave a little bit of space between the potatoes so they cook all the way through. Then you can place these in your preheated oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and afterwards remove and set aside to cool down. It's time for us to make the salmon, and I must admit, salmon is definitely my go-to protein when I'm doing my pescatarian weeks, when I'm not eating too much meat, and it always goes down a treat. Now, you want to go ahead and add some white pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, mixed herbs, as well as some cayenne pepper and sea salt to the salmon fillets. Once you're done, you can go ahead and rub in the seasoning on both sides of the salmon and then drizzle some olive oil to just seal in that seasoning, and this will also help the salmon get nice and crispy along the top and the sides as well. And here you have it. Now you can place the salmon fillets into your preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes and set aside to cool down once cooked. And now it's time to make the broccoli. Believe it or not, broccolis are one of my favorite vegetables. I just think, once again, they are one of those vegetables that you can have with just about anything, from making them in a stew, to having them in a salad, to eating them raw, or even adding them into your smoothies. They are just amazing. So what you want to do, as you have seen, is to just cut away the broccoli from the stem and cut it down to size how you like it. Then you're going to go ahead and place a saucepan on the heat and make sure it's about a medium to high heat. Add a little bit of salt, and once that has come to a boil, you want to go ahead and place your broccoli into the water for roughly around a minute or two, not any longer, or otherwise they'll be overcooked. Now for what we don't want the broccolis to be overcooked, so you want them to stay in the boiling water for roughly around a minute to 2 minutes at most, and then transfer them onto an ice bath, which will basically stop the cooking process. Once they've cooled down completely, just set aside and allow them to cool down out of the water. Now here's a quick and easy way that I love to prepare my king prawns. First of all, I always make sure that they're nicely cleaned, so when I put them into the boiling water, I know that all I have to do is to just wait for them to cook and they are ready to eat. Now in this pot of boiling water, you want to add some sea salt just to add a little bit of flavor. Then just stir it in and just make sure that it's nicely infused. Then go ahead and add the king prawns, and you want to make sure that they don't stay in this hot water no longer than a minute and a half, at most 2 minutes, otherwise they will be tough and overcooked. Once they're done, just place them into the ice bath to allow them to stop cooking for about 3 to 5 minutes, then drain them and set them aside. Alright, so here we have a classic tuna and sweet corn and mayo recipe, and this one is fantastic when I'm doing my pescatarian diet weeks and I genuinely just want to eat something that is packed full of protein. Now in this recipe I have tuna chunks, spring onions, some sweet peppers. I also went ahead and added some sweet corns. So I went ahead and added some sea salt, as well as some black pepper and some paprika for a little bit of color, as well as some real mayonnaise. But of course you could also use some vegan mayonnaise if you don't want to use mayonnaise with eggs in it. And just go ahead and mix this and set aside in the fridge until you're ready to use. Now it's time to make the creamy white wine sauce. You want to start with a hot pan and add a little bit of butter. Then go ahead and mince a few garlic cloves. When I say few, I mean about 5 or 6. You will need quite a few garlic cloves for this because it really works well with this particular recipe. Then you can go ahead and add that into a pan. Stir it all the way through and wait until the garlic has had that nice golden brown color to it. Then you can go ahead and add some vegetable stock. This just starts to build on the flavors of this creamy sauce. And then you can follow up with some white wine. This is optional, but I promise you it is worth it, and it definitely works really well with this recipe. While we wait for the vegetable stock and wine to simmer, we're going to go ahead and mince some dill. Dill is a fantastic herb when it comes to anything seafood related or just fish related, so I would highly recommend using dill instead of other herbs. But if you do prefer to use something else, you can go ahead and do that too. Now what you can see me doing is adding some double cream into the sauce that we already had, and you want to stir that in because this is where we really start to build on that creaminess. Then you can go ahead and sprinkle in some Parmesan cheese and then just mix that all in. And only if you could smell how delicious this is smelling right now. And of course, you know what I love to do is to add a little bit of black pepper and some sea salt to just give it a nice light flavoring, not too much. And of course, we finish off with a nice sprinkle of that dill that we just minced. And just like that, our herby, creamy white wine sauce is done. Once you're finished, just set aside and allow it to cool down before serving. I'm excited to show you how I save on time when I'm doing my meal preps. Now this is one of the ways you can do it. Just have 2 pans going at the same time for a recipe that takes roughly around the same time. Now on one side we'll be making a stir-fried sweet peppers, and on the back over there you can see the pan I've just added white onions to. That will be for our sautéed baby spinach. Once the butter has melted for the first pot, what we're going to do is to just go ahead and add all our pre-sliced pieces of sweet pepper, red onions, as well as some cherry tomatoes into the pan, and just give it a quick stir and allow that to, you know, cook, but not to overcook because we want it to have that stir fry taste and flavor to it. Now to the pan where we had the white onions, they've already beautifully browned. So all you want to do is to add the baby spinach leaves. Make sure that they are washed and also dried as much as you can. And in as much as you saw them filling up the pan, you can see that they wilt, and that's what you want to happen. Then I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper just to lightly season, not too heavy-handed on it because we've already seasoned everything else. So it's just to give it a little bit of flavor and stir that in. And then we want to just leave that to cook for a little bit and never place a lid over spinach or kale because they will just get too soft and soggy and lose the texture. Now to the pan that we have the sweet peppers in, you want to go ahead and add some paprika, some aromat salt, and that's by Knorr, I believe. And then you also can go ahead and add some onion powder and a little bit of garlic powder, and just give it a quick stir. And once they're both done, just set them aside to cool down. You don't want them to overcook, so take them off of the heat as quickly as you can. Now to make one of my favorite drinks to have during the week, and that is lemon infused water. If you find it difficult drinking water, you might actually enjoy it if you add a little bit of citrus to it, so be it lemon, lime, or orange slices. I prefer lemon slices, but I do from time to time mix it up a little bit and put some lime and also orange slices in there. And I've saved the easiest for last. Now this is just preparing all of our fruits that we could be snacking on during the week. I've decided on red as well as green grapes. So all you need to do is just to pull them from the stem, wash them thoroughly, get yourself a container, and of course place a kitchen towel underneath it so it can absorb all the moisture. And you have a bunch of beautiful grapes that you can snack on, as well as add to perhaps your breakfast bowls in the morning or just your salad bowls. Now once you finish cooking all of your recipes, just make sure that you leave them out to cool down to room temperature before placing them in the containers. So So I want us to just take a moment and just appreciate how amazing this meal prep is looking. It's so vibrant, so inviting, and I feel as though it's actually very exciting when you have the food that you desire to eat ready for you to access. I know that that was one of my biggest challenges before I started meal prepping and before I embarked on my health and wellness and just weight loss journey. It was I wasn't excited. I wasn't looking forward to the meals that I was having. So what I ended up doing is just to eat for the sake of eating, but not to eat for the sake of appreciating the food that I was eating. Now, I definitely think that when you start doing meal prepping, you will be more excited about what you eat. Even if you're someone who doesn't really like to cook, you will be surprised that when it comes to meal prepping, you are going to get excited, especially when you open a fridge and you look into your refrigerator and see only the things that you desire to eat that week and being able to go in and eat them. Now, although this video is dedicated to the pescatarian diet, you can also do the similar meal prep with a vegetarian or just a balanced diet as well. Now, when it comes to storage, all you need to do is to create a little bit of room for the containers that will be holding your meal prep. And all I'm going to say is it's insanely satisfying when you open your fridge and things are orderly. So if you can, make sure you try to do this. Alright, so I've gone ahead and created 6 separate plates, so 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch, and 2 for dinner. This is just to give you some inspiration on what you can actually do with a mix and match pescatarian meal prep that we have just done, because sometimes I know that people look at it and think, what on earth am I really going to get out of this? But you'll be quite surprised at how creative you can really get once you cook the correct recipes. And that was my mission for this video, is to give you recipes that can be used in separate meals and still give you the satisfaction of having a new type of meal, a different meal. Because I honestly believe that having that spirit of adventure and exploration when it came to my food is a huge reason to why I lost so much weight, because I was always excited about what I was going to eat. Remember, you can find more food inspiration on my Instagram.
Alright, my lovelies, I hope that you enjoyed our pescatarian meal prep. And even if you don't like the pescatarian meal prep, I know that you have got some ideas of how you can do a general meal prep to be able to sustain yourself throughout the week. Now, if you love this video or you just love healthy recipes in general, this is the channel for you. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? Come along and join us on Bountiful Cook. Now, before you leave, do not forget that I have a ton of videos on this channel that you can also view for healthy recipes. I've got a playlist over here that I know you will enjoy, and if you do love your fish or seafood dishes, then this playlist over here is just for you. And until next time, my lovelies, take care.